Quietly. Palm trees sway in a breeze that doesn't feel natural. Birds lift from the canopy all at once, like something invisible just moved underneath the ground. Somewhere deep below the resort, steel locks disengage with a soft, deliberate click. Inside the main security booth, Patrick is leaning back in his chair, phone angled low, thumb moving fast. You'll sure visit. I got a whole island. Yeah, nah, for real. Zaheen sits beside him, boots planted wide, cigar glowing faintly as he exhales smoke toward the ceiling. You ever notice? Zaheen says calmly, how places like this always feel fake. Patrick smirks. You don't think too much? I wish you would fly out. Behind him, through the glass, the resort begins to unravel. A scream cuts through the air. Then another. Guests scatter across sand paths as something large crashes into the foliage. A zebra bolts into view, eyes wide. A giraffe follows, knocking over decorative lights like paper. Still no alarms. Patrick finally looks up. That don't look scheduled, or Zaheen can answer. A lion inches from the booth window, roaring. Glass. Zaheen takes one last drag. Ye says, that's definitely mine, I'm sure. Flashback, Monzi O'Reilly, our Val, stands at the edge of a glass-walled conference room overlooking the scale model of the island. The triangle. Hot Island. Var circles the table slowly, hands clasped behind his back, wearing the smile of a man who's already decided the outcome. This place only works, Val says, tapping the model, because of the fail-safe that layer containment. You can't just sell the fantasy and cut corners. Var chuckles. You worry too much. I designed the containment, she snaps. I wrote the protocols. If anything goes wrong, Var raises a hand, which is why we appreciate you. Past tense. She freezes. What? Var slides a folder across the table. Contracts. Revised ones. You're being bought out, he says smoothly. Your shares reassigned. Investors wanted a cleaner face. Less liability. Val flips through the pages, hands shaking. You used my work, she says. My systems. Vinjin Dano Var replies, we'll improve it. Without the paranoia, she looks up. You can't lock me out. I built a backbone. Var smiles wider. You taught us enough. Security steps into the room. Val is escorted out while the island remains, her name scrubbed clean from it. Present D-A-Y-D. Beneath the resort, Val watches the island breathe again. Screens, surrounding camera feeds, enclosure maps, panic points lighting up one by one. She types calmly, deliberately, bypassing systems she once coded herself. She doesn't smile. She doesn't scream. She simply lets the island behave the way it was never allowed to. Wanted a show? She whispers. Let's give him one. She disables internal alerts. Emergency calls loop through the silence. Backup generators hesitate just long enough. Khalif and Natoya move through a fractured hallway, staying low. Glass crunches underfoot. Somewhere close, something growls. Something growls slow and confident. This isn't random, Natoya says. Someone opened everything. Before Khalif can answer, footsteps echo. Patrick is acting jogging the view. Patrick is still holding his phone. Zaheen still smells like smoke. Oh, Patrick says, good people. Khalif stares at him. You didn't hear the animals? Patrick shrugs. I thought it was a performance thing. Zaheen notices claw marks gouged into the wall. His expression finally tightens. Nah, he says. This real. Patrick sighs, pockets his phone, and finally unsnaps the safety on his gun. All right, he mutters. Guess flirting can wait. They are late. They are unprepared. But they're armed now. Elsewhere. Kim paces inside a reinforced guest room while Reed watches chaos unfold outside the window. This place is cursed, Kim says. We should have left. Reed doesn't answer. Far below them, Val activates the next phase. The island isn't failing. It's remembering who built it and who betrayed her. The room is too quiet. Not peaceful, just empty, like the island is holding its breath. Kim paces the reinforced guest room, fingers brushing the wall every few steps as if she needs to feel something solid. Outside the narrow window, smoke drifts past broken lights. Somewhere far off, metal shrieks, then goes silent. Reed sits on the bed, elbows on his knees, staring at the door. Neither of them speaks for a long time. Finally, Kim stops moving. I don't know how we got out of there. Reed looks up slowly. Out of where? She swallows. The wolves. I remember running. I remember falling, and then she shakes her head. Then I was here. Red exhales a shaky laugh. I thought we were dead. The lights flicker, and a memory hits. Snow whipping sideways. The Arctic enclosure in full chaos. Kim's boots slip out from under her, her back slamming into the ice. She scrambles, heart hammering, as shadows rush in from all sides. Wolves, too many. Reed yanks her up just as one lunges, jaws snapping inches from his leg. Another skids past, claws scraping ice. Run! Kim screams. They sprint blindly, breath burning, wolves pacing them easily. A howl cuts through the storm closer now. Something flashes ahead. A maintenance corridor. Steel doors. Reed slams his shoulder into the manual latch. The door jerks open just enough for Kim to slip through. He dives in after her as the first wolf hits the door full force. The impact dents the metal inward. Like a slam. Another. The door groans but holds. They collapse against the wall, listening to claws break the other side. Teeth snapping, bodies slamming again and again until slams. Kim gasps back in the present, hands shaking. They were right there, she whispers. Red stains, backing away from the door as if it might give out at any second. That room didn't save us. Kim nods. It just bought us time. A deep, distant roar rolls through the structure. Not wolves. Something heavier. Closer. The walls tremble. Dust falls from the ceiling. Outside the window. Movement flashes past, fast, powerful. Reed grabs Kim's arm. We can't stay here. They don't hear the lock disengage. They only hear the door start to open. And this time, there's no left to run. The door explodes inward. Metal tears from the frame as a massive polar bear crashes through, filling the room with white fur, snow, and raw floors. Kim screams. Reed doesn't get a chance to move. The bear slams into them, knocking by the frame. The camera shakes violently as the sounds of impact, terror, metal, and muffled screams collide. The light flickers. Their screams cut off. Their scream goes blank. End episode.